Oh, I'm going to talk about this subject because you guys wanted me to. What's up, fans? So, you can tell from the title, I'm going to talk about Le'Veon Bell, and then I'm going to talk about a few other things that have been coming out of the Senior Bowl from other people, and, you know, why Dolphins went with Flores, what they like about Greer and Allen, all that other stuff. Allen is in the assistant to the general manager. But let's get to the crux and the heart of why I made this video. There's this tweet here that says that Le'Veon Bell wants to play for the Miami Dolphins. He said he wants the Miami Dolphins to sign him. Now, for a while now, the Dolphins were rumored to be one of the teams to get Le'Veon Bell. So were the Colts. The Colts seem like a better option, not because of talent or anything else. I'll get to why, but it seems like I feel like he's going to go to the Colts. Now, a lot of you guys, it's a 50-50 with this, with you guys. Some of you guys want Le'Veon Bell because he's a stud running back. He's an all-pro, Pro Bowl caliber running back. He's still fairly young. You know, he's good. He's a great running back. And then the other guys don't want him because he's going to cost a lot of money. And look what he did with the Steelers and, you know, locker room and this, and that. Now, here's my opinion on the whole Le'Veon Bell going to Miami. The Miami Dolphins are going to sign Le'Veon Bell situation. I don't see it happening. Now, before you guys are like, no, you don't know what you're talking about, or, just hear me out. The Dolphins are going in a direction that they don't want to throw money at players anymore. Now, I know that they don't want to throw money at old players anymore. They don't want to throw money at Sitton anymore. They don't want to throw money at Quinn anymore. They don't want to throw money at those type of free agents anymore. But Stephen Ross, in his presser, is trying to turn over a new leaf. He's trying to become more, he wants to build this team into a dynasty, into a team where we're watching and we're always in the playoffs and always contending for Super Bowls and making the Super Bowl at least once every 3 seasons. You know, the Patriots, minus the cheating. Dolphins right now are in a rebuild mode. They're not in a tank mode. They're not tanking. They're rebuilding. And why is it a rebuild? Because they're going to completely wipe the defensive line. They're going to completely build up the offensive line. They're going with younger talent. They're not going to be throwing crazy money in free agency. So if they're not throwing crazy money in free agency, they're not going to give Le'Veon Bell his $15 million a year contract. He wants as much as Todd Gurley makes, which is around like $14-15 million a year. The Dolphins aren't going to pay Le'Veon Bell about $14-15 million. Essentially, when the Dolphins get rid of Tannehill, and I know a lot of you guys don't want it to happen, and a lot of you guys are like, why don't we keep him? At least he could teach the younger guys. For $26 million, it ain't happening, and we get $18 million to let him go. All that money will go towards Le'Veon Bell versus building up this team. So it might happen, but I honestly think the reason why Le'Veon Bell said that he wants the Dolphins to sign him is, 1, he lives in Miami. He would love to play for the Dolphins because he lives here. 2, Stephen Ross is known to throw money at free agents. So what these free agents do is they use Stephen Ross as an inflation. So essentially, I want to play for the Dolphins. I want to play for the Dolphins. Then other teams have to compete with Stephen Ross, who likes to spend a lot of money on players, and they have to compete with no taxes in Florida. The only other state I think is California, and there's one other state where you don't have to pay taxes to play for that team. So I think they're just using the Dolphins, Le'Veon Bell's camp, to get him the most money possible. But I also think that he does want to play for the Dolphins because he lives in Florida. But again, I don't see it happening just because of the way the Dolphins are moving. They're not going towards the big Mike Wallace signing, the big Ndamukong Suh signing, these big contract signings where all of a sudden the Dolphins are the ones who they're talking about in free agency. You know, Peyton Manning, when he was a free agent, everyone was like, Joe Philbin, you know, he wants to go to the Dolphins. Then that didn't happen, you know. Mike Wallace, top speedy receivers out there. Dolphins paid him this much money. Holy crap, that's a lot of money. And Ndamukong Suh, oh my God, he's now the highest paid player, defensive tackle in the world. Dolphins aren't doing that anymore. So for Le'Veon Bell to go to Miami, he's not going to get as much as he would to go to the Colts, to the Jets, to any other team. So I don't think it's going to happen. If it does happen, then they're going to move on from Kenyon Drake, which means they'll probably trade him. But we have Kenyon Drake, we have Bolden, we have Perry, we have Balaj. You know, we're good at running back. That's why I'm like, the Dolphins can use that money somewhere else. Again, don't get me wrong, Le'Veon Bell is a stud, but the running backs are a dime a dozen. Look at all these running backs that have been drafted in the later rounds that are just shining. So that's my thoughts on the whole Le'Veon Bell situation. Now, I just really want to touch upon some news that I'm hearing out of Senior Bowl. So one of the things is the reason why the Dolphins picked Brian Flores, and this is what I'm hearing from sources around the NFL, is because Brian Flores, his coaching staff that he is going to put together in his interviews is kind of what sold him, and his attitude and the way he is, and he's not like, it's more balanced, you know what I mean, versus Richard, who he was more emotional. The Dolphins don't want another Adam Gase, and I'm hearing Brian Flores is complete opposite of Adam Gase. He's more level-headed. He's more like, he's going to get to the point. He's going to coach this team. Also, the coaching staff. I heard that Caldwell was the Jim Caldwell signing as an assistant head coach was big because, again, I like the move because he's being the assistant head coach and the quarterback coach, and essentially he is going to be helping Brian Flores. He's done it before, twice, so he knows the mistakes not to do, but he knows the things to do. Hopefully Darren Rizzi still stays. I know a lot of you guys asked me about Darren Rizzi. He's still technically under contract with the Dolphins. It's up to Brian Flores if he wants to keep him, but I don't see why he would let him go. So, and the Packers aren't going to sign him, and he hasn't, you know, interviewed with other people, so I think Brian Flores more likely than not is staying with the Dolphins. But that is why the Dolphins went with Brian Flores over Chris Richard, because they don't want another Adam Gase, and that was the thing that deterred him from Richard. Richard was Adam Gase, which Brian Flores is the complete opposite of Adam Gase. And then the last thing I just want to talk about real quick is that Allen and Greer, the GM and the assistant GM, are known as these like great college scouts, and that look for the Dolphins in this draft to really pull it out and really do well. Now I know a lot of you guys are like, well, they look at, you know, Harris pick. It was Kaka, and they wanted Barnett. They wanted the defensive end out of Tennessee. He went to the Eagles, so they took Charles Harris, which was a bad pick. But I'm hearing now with Allen in there and all that other stuff that they're both really good at scouting college and looking at college players. So this draft might be a really good strength, and they might pick the best players for this team. I think a lot of it had to do with who Adam Gase wanted and what Tannenbaum wanted. Now Greer is his own man. He can make his own choices. Let's see with his first draft on his own, picking on his own, what he can do. But just wanted to give you some updates on things. Wanted to give you guys my opinion on the Le'Veon Bell situation. Be sure to comment below. Let me know what you guys think about the Le'Veon Bell situation. Do you guys want Le'Veon Bell? Do you not care that we're going to have to pay him about $15 million a year? Or do you prefer the Dolphins to put that money towards stuff that we need more than a running back, because we don't need a running back right now? Let me know what you guys think about, you know, what I'm hearing. This isn't my opinion, this is what I'm hearing on why they went with Flores over Richard. And let me know what you guys think about how well that our GM and assistant GM are at scouting college players. So I'm gonna get to your guys' comment right now, and this one comes from Joe. And he says to me, O'Shea was supposed to take over offensive coordinator in New England until McDaniels backed out of the Colts job. And I heard about this. Literally, I made the video yesterday on O'Shea because I wanted to get that shit out as quick as possible as soon as I read it. And then afterwards, I'm reading through my tweets and reading through other reporters and stuff. And that came up, is that a lot of guys are like, O'Shea, who is this dude? And, you know, it's another cast. A lot of Patriot fans came on my video yesterday and said, you're taking all our cast-offs. You're taking all of our scrubs. Yeah, Brian Flores, who's your defensive play caller, and O'Shea, who was supposed to take over for Josh McDaniels when he burned the Colts. When Josh McDaniels was supposed to go to the Colts, O'Shea was going to become the new offensive coordinator. So we're not taking your cast-offs. We're taking your up-and-comers. So it makes me feel better about this team. It makes me feel better about the offensive coordinator. It makes me feel better about the head coach. It does make me feel better about this team. Again, I like to stay here. I don't like getting my hopes high. I don't like getting my hopes low and bash on the team. I like to stay level-headed, and I like to wait and see. Like I say time and time again, I prefer to be surprised than let down. So right now, I'm happy with the move. I like what I'm hearing coming out of camp, the Dolphins camp. I like what I'm hearing coming from sources around the NFL. I like what I'm hearing. Let's see how everything pans out. Let's see how the draft, free agency, all that stuff pans out. But yeah, you're supposed to take over for Josh McDaniels. So obviously Belichick thinks that he can call offensive play calls. So that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I made your day with my news and notes. I love giving you guys news and notes. Be sure to follow me on Twitter. I tweet out things. I say this all the time, but I tweet out things all the time. I get a lot of my news from Twitter. I get a lot of my reports from Twitter. So as soon as I get it, I retweet it, and then I put a little jazz on it, and I come on here. And again, if it's breaking news, I want to get to you quick. I pull my phone out, I go straight. If it's not, then I do this, and it is going to come out late today, but that's because I've been running around moving, putting IKEA furniture together in the new place, setting the new studio up in the new place. I can't wait for you guys to see the first Dolphin video I make in the new place. The stuff that goes on behind me. It's gonna be beautiful. So be sure to follow me on Twitter. Follow my second channel, The Bit Boys. We're playing video games every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I just picked something up today. I picked up this bad boy. We're gonna be playing this on the new channel. So be sure to go over, check it out. If you like Resident Evil 2, if you like video games, if you like all that stuff, go check it out. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already over there. And maybe share it. Share it with some of your friends. Let them know, hey, this channel's pretty funny and they play video games, and when they get scared, they scream real loud. So last Resident Evil game, we screamed like a bunch of girls. So be sure to go over, check that out. Give this video a thumbs up because there's some good news coming out. Some good news. Players want to play for the Dolphins. I think now that we're starting to get these head coaches in here and these coaches in general that come from a team that has a winning culture, comes from these coaches that have a good pedigree, have good knowledge, are well known around the league, more players are going to want to come here. So give this video a thumbs up for that. Give this video a thumbs up because you enjoy it and you like when I make these videos for you guys. Be sure to subscribe. Like I tell you all the time, guys, I got everything planned. This is going to change behind me. I'm moving in about a week. So next week you get a few videos, then it might be a little lull for a little bit. And then I might go live Super Bowl halftime, but I'm gonna have to go from my phone because I'm gonna be at a party, but you get to see where I'm at. I got a lot of stuff planned, so subscribe if you're not subscribed already. But other than that, I will see you guys real soon. News comes out, you know who you're getting it from. So like usual, stay classy. Fins up.